Hey guys, this is Derrick. Let's be honest. A lot of things I want to talk about today. So this is going to be the react. We're going to try to start doing these every week, preferably after a pay per view. But we'll kind of see how those go. Um, so real quick, wow, what a great pay per view that was yesterday. Very very. If you're familiar with the show, I I wasn't quite that excited about it. I was probably excited about maybe one or two matches. But wow, that probably, in my opinion, and I haven't talked to Corey about it yet, but in my opinion, that was the best Raw pay per view I've seen since the brand extension. In my opinion, that was probably the best one. So, congratulations to WWE, to everybody that was involved in what was the Great Balls of Fire pay per view. Not going to go over the whole pay per view. We're going to do that Friday on the podcast. But right now, I'm going to kind of talk about the that Brock Lesnar Samoa Joe match. Man, was that good? That was really good. If I had to give that a rating, I'd give that about four thumbs up. I mean, that was a great match. Started out, Samoa Joe comes in. You feel his intensity in that match. You could feel it. You could feel the intensity in the arena. Brock comes out and just they're doing their normal thing. Paul Heyman has to introduce Brock, but Samoa Joe's not having it. No, and I just honestly think that was a good touch. To kind of let you know that hey, Samoa Joe says hey. Hey, screw all that. We're here for a fight. We're not here to play around. And I think that was a good touch. So, like I said, the intensity that Samoa Joe was given, man, could you feel it? Man, could you feel it? For a second there, I couldn't help but to think that you had to feel bad for Brock. For a second there, you kind of felt like, wow, like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here? So you had to feel bad for Brock for a second, but for the Samoa Joe fans, I guess it didn't really it didn't really it didn't really matter. Now the question here is, and I'll ask you now, and you can comment or you can like or post on any of our social media websites. The question is Brock versus Samoa Joe, right? Brock versus Samoa Joe. That was a dream match for some people. Might have been a dream match for a lot of people. I know I always wanted to see it. So the question is, with that being a dream match, did you get what you expected? When you look at all the dream matches, okay, look at all the Rock versus Cena's, Hogan versus Rocks, Warrior versus Hogan, Macho and Hogan. When you look at all those matches, you get like a classic match. That match last night wasn't wasn't that long, so albeit it was a great match. But did you get that dream match that you wanted? So go ahead and answer. Comment on any of our social media sites, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Go ahead and comment and let us know. We'll talk about it on Friday. But that is a great question to ask. Also, besides Great Balls of Fire, there was news on Friday. Friday came out Saturday. I saw it on Saturday about Austin Aries being released. That really caught me off guard. Um, I'll be honest with you. He had that long feud with Neville. I kind of was expecting him to get the title. The last time we saw him, he lost the title match and he smiles at the camera. I didn't know what that was about, but I thought there was something coming. So, little unexpected to see Austin Aries released. There are some stories, and I'm not trying to create rumors, but there are some stories out there that says that he wasn't happy backstage, that he was having heat with people in the back. So I hopefully by Friday, by the time the podcast airs on this Friday, like always, we'll have some more news on that. But I'm pretty upset. I don't. I was really hoping that Austin Aries would have a great, good career in WWE. So a little frustrated to see him go. A lot of other things going on in the news, but we'll catch up with that on Friday when the podcast posts. Like I said, as far as Great Balls of Fire, it was a great show. That Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe match stole the show. Actually, I tell you what I think stole the show was the Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman match. Man, that was a fight. That was intense. It was almost what I would have expected out of the Brock and Samoa Joe match. But Braun and Roman really brought it. The ending was intense. It was it was intense. I will say that, where he crashed into another truck while Braun was in the back. Man, that was unexpected. It was it was different. For a second there, you had to feel, but you were feeling bad. It got real. I'll just say that it got real. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Brock match. We'll talk about Great Balls of Fire. We'll kind of get through it and break it all down. So yeah, that's it. So if you guys don't mind, go ahead and, like I said, get on any of our social media websites. Also, you can download the podcast on Podomatic. You can download the Podomatic app. Also, you can find us on Google, on iTunes. Go to our social media websites. That's also on YouTube. So check us out. And I'll see you guys this Friday, all right?